you might think would take a while, but I turned that whole thing, pond and ducks and everything in about a day. All right? I did it yesterday so I could have something to show until tonight. Will that bother you if I turn that light on? Does that mess the TV up?
No, it's perfect.
So on, just wait till the end.
Yeah.
So on this,
Let me jump in just real quick. When we finish the meeting, when we're taking videos, then I upload these to YouTube, and then I send out an email with the link. Is there anyone here who's not getting the emails that I send out?
I'll get them.
Okay, good.
So this is going to be on YouTube. I better
That's
straighten up and watch my language.
There you go.
So you take this gizmo, which is a chuck, and everybody here's got one. And I've removed 2 jaws, and you can either I've removed the even numbers 2 and 4, all right, which leaves 1 and 3 on there. And by doing that, I can move my project left and right. So I'm going to start out by putting that chuck on here. And then I had a block of wood. Here it is right here. So can you see that? X on the end of this. So you find center of the project. This yellow heart here is going to become my duck. So we're going to find the center point on that, and then I'm going to set this inside the chuck. Should have all my tools laid out. Visited and didn't do it. So I'm going to put this in here and just push pressure in and just snug it just a little bit, and bring this, all this live center is for is to come up here, and so I can see when it is closest to the center of that X. So I can see that I need to move back this way just ever so slightly. And I think that's about as close to center as I'm going to get it. You can't get it perfect because of the way it's made. And I take these and glue them together, and you can pass that one around. But you can see that in the gluing process, it's twisted or scooted or sheared over just a little bit. But I started out with a piece of about 1-inch material right here. That'll work. But a piece of 1-inch material right here, and then I've glued that size that I want my duck on there. So it's going to be a 2-inch by 2-inch square. All right. And you can make little bitty ducks or you can make big ducks. It doesn't matter whichever one you want to do. So I'm going to start out right there. Then I can take this out of the way so we get a better shot of what I'm going to do. Make sure I've got it good and tight. If you tighten these chucks up, and you want to make sure that that doesn't jump off there, because you got 4 points, 2 on each one of these chucks, and they're dovetailed, so they're actually digging in and sucking that in and back as they dig in. So it really is fairly stable. Then I'm going to start out with my roughing gouge, and I'm just going to turn that round. I think I'm good. May have to change speed up here.
What speed are you going to do this?
I'm going to do it rather quickly, Charlie. I don't want it to be slow. Right now it's running at 16, and I think I'm going to put it in high gear so it'll even get faster. If I try to turn it on a slow RPM, then my tool will jump in here where there's some air, and then it misses, and then it gets again. So if I turn it up a little bit faster on the speed, I don't have as much time for my tool to get in to the air spots. I'll probably go backwards here. I'm sitting here trying to remember low gear, high gear, and all that other gears. I think I got it right. So I would like to turn this at about 2200, 18 being on the slow end, all right. And 32's a little fast. It's a buzzing. Then I'm gonna take my roughing gouge. On my roughing gouge, you get a shot of that on the end. Can you see that? So it is not a complete circle, all right? It is more of a U shape than it is a circle. And there's a flat spot right here for about a ½ inch and a flat spot up here. And that's why I like to use these larger roughing gouges, is because I can use this and do a peeling cut. If you know what a peeling cut is with a skew, you lay your skew down and you got that same basically ½ inch here with a ½ inch skew. You lay it down and you get on top of it. And you do it. All right? So that's a peeling cut. But this roughing gouge will do that same cut for me. It's even smoother, you see that? Because it's bigger, it's heavier, and it doesn't bounce around on the tool rest. Plus, you got this ability to do this. Just go ahead and round it out. You can actually direct those chips away from your face if you're smart enough. I guess I don't know about that yet. So I've been told you could do that, yeah. Lost a really good friend up in the Oklahoma City area. Butch Lindsay passed away, and he spent hours showing me how to use that tool. And he was really good with it. So now then, I've got a cylinder here. I'm going to take and decide how big I want my duct. So real scientific. I'm just going to take up here and I say, yeah, I want that duct that high. All right. So this is going to be waste wood that I can part off and do away with. So I'm going to start out by turning, I don't have one to pass around, but by turning the bottom of the duct where it sits on the pond, that round circle right there, we're going to turn that with a detail gouge. And these ducts kind of fun for all you grandpas and wannabe Santa Clauses, all right? They're kind of fairly easy and quick, and kids love them. Even old kids love them. So I'm just going to turn a little, basically a ½ a bead here. And if I wanted to, I could even take some time to sand. Then I'm going to turn a small cove starting up here that will make this inset area of the neck right in here. All right. So I'm going to make that little cove. Just get down about where I want my head, about that big or so. I'm just going to turn a little cove in here. Then I could spend a little bit of time with my sandpaper. Clean that up just a little bit. Look like a duck yet, Richard?
Not yet.
Not yet. So this is where the magic begins. So I'm going to take that. It's been on center, right? So now I'm going to throw it off of center. And but to do that, I'm going to loosen my...
Now how far are you
Well,
going
I'm
to
fixing to
cut
show you
your...
that. So it's a guessing game. So I'm going to guesstimate maybe a ½ inch. So I'll see where my jaws are. Can you pick that up on the TV?
What, do you
Raise it up so
yeah,
you
but
get it.
where's your pencil? I want to try something.
I don't know.
I don't know either. That's the problem.
I chewed the eraser off of it, it
Well,
wasn't any good then.
I was gonna just put a little line
Right,
there
well,
and then you can
you're
move
gonna
it.
see it pretty easy.
Okay.
So raise your camera up a
Well,
little.
it's as high as it'll go.
Okay, so,
Oh, no, wait a minute.
so I'm gonna show
Maybe
you
I can do
this.
more, just, let's
Right
see
here.
here.
So you see those lines?
Just a second. Let's get a
When I
little.
was digging in
higher.
there. Look at this guy, he's figuring it out.
Okay.
So I've got those are my check marks, all right? So I'm gonna move it off center, and it doesn't matter which way I move it. I'm gonna pick it up and I'm gonna move it one way here, maybe a ½ inch, all right? Then I'm gonna snug it down, not tight, but just snug so it won't come out when I turn it on. Then you're gonna watch the end of this, and you're gonna see what I call a ghost. That's where the diameter of the head's gonna show up there, and you can see that ghost. See, that's about 3/4 of an inch. Way too much. I didn't get it snug down good enough.
It
But
looked good at the factory got there.
That's way too much, all right?
Okay.
So now I'm going to maybe go a little bit more than that.
I was looking for a Tetris mitt.
Well, I'd probably have to go over and re-show you how to use it. Your knees wouldn't go down to where you could be a catcher anyway. So, we're wanting that ghost to be about the diameter or whatever you want your head. So in this case, it's one of those larger ducks, maybe a ½ inch. Still too big? I think I got back in the same spot I was. I may be going the wrong way. I think I'm
You
going
say
the
you're
wrong way.
going the wrong way,
I
aren't
think I am going the wrong way, aren't I?
You
you?
need less
Yeah.
offset,
Yeah, less offset.
closer to the original lines.
You need more, what are the original lines?
Can't find that now. It's got 24 lines on it. No, see, that's bigger. Let me go further away from the original line.
Wow. Doesn't seem like it would be that way, does
I
it?
guess it could be.
Golly.
But of course, the more offset, the smaller that's gonna get, I guess, maybe.
So this should, so now it's down about a ½ inch. You see that? Buzzing too fast. A little out of balance. But you see what I'm looking at?
Yeah.
So it's right here on the end, it had about a ½ inch in diameter, so I'm gonna tighten that guy down so it doesn't come off. Charlie has to catch it. Play an airplane anyway, right? So, make sure my tool rest is not gonna hit it. So backing up, scaredy cat. So I can bring that speed up a little bit now. I just wanted to see where it was at. That sounds about right. Then I'm gonna do that peeling cut. And I could see down in here, wish you had my advantage point, you can see a ghost down in there also. Doing this on my big old robust lathe and it don't vibrate. Should have practiced on that little lathe. Probably still got a flatter spot or two on it. Yep, right here in the face, it's still flat, so I'm gonna need to decrease the diameter a little bit more. I'd like for that flat to pretty much go away, if I could get it to go away. getting about the size that I'd like for it to be, but it's still got a flat face on him. Sounded like it just about went away then. And a teeny tiny bit there. But now then I can start turning the head, all right, on this bird.
So what is that piece right there? What is the small piece on, over there? What is that?
This is the top of the head, the
The very-
crown of the head.
The very top of the head?
Yeah, so I'm
Okay.
gonna make the head kind of a ball shape up here, all right? You go ahead and turn it here. This is where a detail gouge comes in better than what like a spindle gouge. If you hung a spindle gouge over that far, they have so much vibration in it that it wouldn't work right. So I'm just gonna turn a crown of his head. Neck, and we could sand it a little bit, but I think I'm just going to go on. So now I'm going to create his back right in here, all right, and create that area there, and I'm going to do that with my decal gouge. I feel like this tool rest is going to scoot around and I'm going to get in trouble. So, don't have to do all of it there with that tool, but you can begin to see what it's going to look like. Then I can take a round nose scraper and finish it off. If you don't have one, these little 1/2-inch round nose scrapers are really worth the money because you can do a lot with them. Spin it and make sure my bird's not going to get his head knocked off or something. So if I concave this and come out all the way out to the end of it, it'll create like the little tail feathers. See how they kind of turn up right on the end? So that's what I'm trying to get that to do right now. I'll stop and look at it. And I still have some rough stuff, so I need to decrease the diameter or the length of the whole thing just a little bit here. We'll work its neck over. So this is kind of a little finesse cut. You don't want to get real aggressive or you'll be wearing that thing as a mask. But anyway, see that round nose scraper, if you've got good wood, And by good wood, what I'm talking about is something that's hard and dense, like a hard maple. This yellow heart's pretty hard and dense. You don't want something that's got a lot of open pores in it, so oak would be the worst choice, all right? You want something that's really tight grained and dense. And past that, you know, you got all the exotics. Every one of them just about will make a nice bird, all right? But that looks pretty good. You got a little tear out right there, but I can probably straighten up with sandpaper here in a little while. Making you sneeze with my yellow heart getting to you. Is that what it is?
I smell it. I didn't think that I was trying to do one. And then I got it cold.
So questions to this far? That's pretty easy, isn't it? So now you've created an area here that's a neck, and you'll have a little V up the front of the neck, and that's okay. You're just about going to have that. And you can sand it just a little bit and get rid of some of that if you don't like it. You know, you can sit here with a few minutes, kind of round that over. Go back and make sure everything's kind of like you'd like to have it. Then we're going to put it back on its original center.
Now, do you have any kind of finish on those right now, or
This one,
on the ones that you made?
I took some of that, used to be Balin's, it's now Mohawk
Yeah.
brand, wood turner's finish, and just wiped it on with it off the lathe. I just wiped it with a
okay.
rag. I didn't put it on and then buff it or anything. Kind of hard to buff something,
Be kind of hard to buff, yeah.
yeah, so I guess you could, but you'd have to be better than me. So what did I do with my little blue-handled Allen wrench? Here it is. So I've got a tray right back here. I set all my stuff in. So when I lay it down, it just instantly disappears. So if I can find my original marks here, which I think is this one right here, will put me back pretty much on the center that I started out at. And then I can smooth it up, clean it up a little bit. I'm gonna go back in there and just kind of touch it up just a little bit with my detail gouge. So I got that one tear out that I just have to sand. Shouldn't have done that. I think that happened when I was getting a little aggressive and I shouldn't have done that. But now we're gonna put the beak on him, all right? Big old honker. And I'm gonna lock this in position about like so. And I've got an 1/8 inch drill bit in here.
Oh.
Trip and fall. But there was probably a small flat on its face that you could see earlier, and I can still see just a teeny tiny bit of it, and that's where I'm going to put that hole. So depending on how I turn and put my drill bit and how I approach it in that head as to what direction that horn's going to point, all right? So let's build one here with a little bit of attitude. We're going to throw it up in the air just a little bit, and maybe over to one side. So that'll give him a little attitude. He's like I'm hollering at his brothers and sisters or whatever. I'm gonna sand that again lightly. I wished you wouldn't steal my sandpaper every time.
Miss your tool rest that you can
Yeah, I don't have
stick
it.
that to.
Yeah. Questions to this far? Boy, I'm good. Nobody's got any questions. So I'm not gonna mess with taking that out. So Tom, I would take, and I could rub some finish on it at this point and finish this part of the bird, all right? I'm gonna take my parting tool now and just part him on off of there and see if he can fly. He probably can.
Yeah,
That's, exactly.
just as long as you don't throw a curve.
So on these, as any object you're gonna set down on the table or whatever, you need to concave the bottom. So I'm gonna go in here maybe 1/8 of an inch, give it a surface to set on. Then I'm gonna change angles and I'm gonna angle that back up into that. Hello.
Okay.
Wasn't tight, was I? Let's try that again.
Wasn't tight enough.
Let's try that all again. I think I got a catch with
He'll be all right.
my tool.
Yeah, kind of grabbed. That doesn't seem like it's in the right, same spot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it,
I think we're safe.
you think it's safe?
Yeah, I think I got my insurance policy paid up.
Life insurance, your wife's safe anyway, huh? I think I got a pretty nasty old catch back up in there.
Yeah, should we turn that speed down a little bit until we find out?
So it's still wobbling pretty good. If I was at home, I'd just take a saw and finish that up. How good's your pocket knife, Keith?
It's got a saw part in it.
So, see if you can cut that knot out of there for me. Off the end.
Well, now, if you're gonna make something like that little pond, it wouldn't hurt to have a little, when you part it, just have like a little 1/4 inch.
Well, yeah, you can drill a hole down in it, yep, that'll work. I'll just set it down there. So, now I'm gonna take a chuck with my pin jaws on it. And I just happen to have this guy's brother over here that's already got pin jaws on it. Save me from time changing jaws. And I've got some little pieces of walnut. Was supposed to have been an ink pen, right? But I cut them up since we're going to change directions on our ink pen building business. And I'm going to round that out. Well, it's maybe 3/8 of an inch diameter on the biggest part of that beak. Let's see, maybe I'm throwing it. It does work. Yeah. You don't have. So So that's still a little big. That's about right. See how close I measured? That's about right. Then we're going to take a detail gouge and I'm going to hollow that with the point of that detail gouge. And the key here is to be on line and centered up and a little bit high. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, so turn it back on and I'm going to cock the cutting edge. I want to use the cutting edge closest to me to actually do the cutting. So I'm going to angle it a little bit, get in the center line, and just go going in. This makes a little cone cut up on the inside of it. If you went straight in, you'd probably get a catch, all right, and your hole wouldn't get right. So just put it in there and get it started, and then just kind of shove it in and pull it towards you at the same time, okay? I'm going to kind of round this over just a little bit right there. Then I'm going to shape the outside of it. And I told you, I think that was an 1/8 inch drill bit that I had in that drill a while ago. So I'm going to bring this down, just make a funnel. Kind of mimic the shape that I've done on the inside, on the outside right here. I have to get that cut down to about 1/8 of an inch.
If you had your digital micrometer, you could check that
You
out.
know, Richard, you'd be proud of me. I actually bought one.
No.
Yes.
Don't do it.
Yeah, I saw him do it.
No.
Seen it.
I went in and I bought dropped it. Plastic part went ching.
I lost mine. I had to order a cheapy one just to get the little plastic part.
So I went in and asked them down at Woodcraft if they had a non-digital caliper. Oh yeah, we've got those back here. And they had a Stewart brand for like $200. And I thought, well, that's a Stewart, yeah.
Stewart.
And I decided that might be more than I wanted to spend, so I didn't do it. And they had this cheaper Woodcraft brand for $50 or less, you know, maybe just a little less than 50. So I bought that. And it was one of them days I was doing the COVID thing, and I had my mask on, I was breathing, and my glasses was fogged over, and I couldn't see what I was buying. So I just took their word for it. Got it home, took it out of the box, and it's marked off in 16th inches, 16th and 8th and all. Well, there's no way you can set it up for like I do, for like 105.5 thousandths or something. So I just took it back to them, and they didn't have it, wasn't available in the store because of shipping and all that kind of stuff, so I had to buy digitals. That made me sick.
Oh, I'm so sorry,
That
Brian.
just really kind of irritates me. I have to do the digital thing. So I have just,
Finally made it into the 20th century.
yeah, made it in this millennial.
I was saying, I dropped mine on the floor. The little plastic cover for the battery went someplace.
Oh.
So it was about a $30 one. So I had to buy a $10 cheapy one so I could use this little plastic cover.
So,
Oh, let's see. Put that down here, right. Let me get, well, let's
so
get.
you can see how he's kind of looking up, got a little twist of the head, and he's got a little attitude going on there. Kind of fun. So,
Now you need to turn the duck call and be able to
well, I could do that.
quack, quack, quack on that thing.
I
So
bet
you
I could do it. So I would take a drop of CA glue and put it on this little funnel. Can you see that? All right.
Yeah.
And it's just a little bit of a taper, so it will go down in there, and sooner or later it's going to get tight. That's the whole idea here. So you don't have to have it exact, and I'll pass that around. But I would take it, sand it up, clean it up, and finish it, and maybe glue it in my duck pond. Get a shot of my duck pond, since you're gonna put this on
Okay,
YouTube.
let's get this
Let
out of
them
the
see.
way.
See my
There.
duck pond.
Let's see if I can go over there and get that. And let me zoom in a little. We'll see if we can get it to work. Wrong way.
Maybe he just needs to sit right in here like this.
Okay, there. There you go.
Yeah, I just use those black magic markers to draw the eyes on.
Put a few feathers on it.
You could,
Yeah.
you could even wood burn some. You stop when you get ready, or you can just keep going a little bit, all right? Kind of fun. I would encourage you, if you haven't already tried something off-center, to do it. Richard, can I show them your project over here?
Yeah, this is a Robert Sorby off-center chuck that I bought. Sorby makes good stuff, and he's a little bit proud of it. But if you shop around, you can get this for about $300. And this is a nice, very nice tool, I'm telling you.
This one, my chuck didn't cost anything except for the price of the original chuck, and I pulled 2 jaws off. And you had to spend a little bit of time gluing the blocks up. So this one, you could take this guy here and put a little waste block on here and glue your bird to that, and then he can set
Or you can use
the screws.
this piece here, which is a screw to
Yeah.
put in, and
It's
this,
got lots of
this goes
options.
right in there, and this deal turns.
And so does this. So you could turn this away and throw it off center, and then you could turn it this way, a sixth of a turn
And
or
get
whatever,
even more.
and get it even going more.
And
So
on
you
the-
could get multiple off centers there. You
On
could get,
the inside of this, we'll pass this around, it's got all kinds of markings.
Yeah,
You
so
can
you
get
can dial
different
it in,
angles, and,
different
yeah, you can
angles and
dial it
stuff.
for whatever you
But
want.
but-
This is a nice tool.
you gotta have a retirement or 2 to buy this.
Well, I did my part to boost the economy.
Me too, Richard. I boost that economy every chance I get. So you can go ahead and
I don't think so.
let's see if there's any questions about this duck, and if there's not, we'll have him turn the camera off. Okay, go ahead.
Okay,
Turn it
maybe.
off.